Okay, no. Hi.
Hi.
So, how are you doing today?
It's been good. How are you?
Good. So, what brings you in today?
So I have had been having many presentations this semester, and it kind of makes me feel nervous that I feel I cannot present in front of a large audience.
Okay. So, you're having a lot of anxiety about all your presentations.
Yeah, it makes me really nervous.
Okay. It makes you nervous to speak in front of other people.
Yes, I feel like there are a couple of things which goes in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Coming here, I feel I don't know if they understand my accent or no.
Mm-hmm.
And then second, it's like, what if I forget something from my presentation?
Okay.
And what if I'm not able to deliver it properly?
Okay. So, it sounds like you have a lot of anxiety about your accent and forgetting something that you wanted to say. And then there was a third thing.
It's like I feel critical, as if, okay,
Okay.
what if they don't understand what I meant?
Okay, so just people kind of judging you
Yeah.
based on your accent, and you kind of judging yourself in a way just because you're anxious about how you might sound.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like I feel, what if I know like people won't understand that if I have forgotten something to say, but that goes in my mind, okay, I forgot this and I should have said this thing.
So forgetting something makes
Yes.
you anxious.
And then I also need to have like cue cards with me when I'm presenting.
Okay.
And I feel that they help me, like I need something to refer. If I don't have them, I'll go round and round in the presentation.
So the cue cards help.
I feel so, but when I have them, I have this tendency to look at them again and again. And sometimes I just keep reading from it and not looking at the audience.
So the cue cards are helpful, except for when you're looking at them too much.
Yes.
And then they aren't helpful, and instead they make you nervous.
Yes.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit more about what that anxiety looks like for you?
It's like I start, so after a while, I'm at the initial time I'm like, okay, I can do this, but then when I start with it, I start shivering. Like I had this one major presentation in my undergrad where I could feel that when I'm talking, I'm shivering. So I get that like trembling feelings in my hands and feet as well.
So trembling and shaking.
Yeah. And that makes me feel more nervous. Like, okay, now the audience can see that you are nervous.
So you're worried because you can feel it, and then you're worried that other people can see it.
Yes.
So again, the idea that other people are judging.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like I have never thought about it so much that how they are judging me. In like normal day-to-day life, it doesn't bother me, but during presentations, it sometimes bother me.
Okay. So just being in front of people and having all the people looking at you is what makes you anxious.
Yes.
Are there certain situations in public speaking that make you more nervous than others?
It's when like if it's an unknown audience, I don't know them properly, then I feel more anxious. Like in the school days, I used to do fine. I had done like many elocution competitions and such things. So then I knew my classmates, so I was good at it. But then when I started with my high school and college, I started like getting nervous and things like that.
So when you know the people, it makes it easier.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I take that feedback, like critical feedback, in a more positive way than the like unknown audience.
Okay. So taking that feedback is easier for you.
Yes.
And you use it in a positive way. Good. So what other physical symptoms are you having with that anxiety?
Sometimes I just like black out as well, like when I'm presenting. I'm like, I go in a flow, like I'm doing okay, but there comes a point like, okay, what next? At that time I feel like when audience are looking too much at me, it's like, okay, now it's time to like go more deep in the present. I don't know what that feeling is, but it makes me more nervous. And then that turns out to be like shaking and trembling and things like that.
So blacking out, just
Yeah.
kind of stopping and forgetting what you were saying makes
Yeah.
you really anxious
Yeah.
and makes your other physical symptoms get worse.
And this has been like, this was not a very regular issue with me, but once I came here, this has become more recurrent. Like I have been like blacking out in most of my presentations at least one point. At one point.
So this has happened often.
Once I
Recently.
came here, yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like this problem really started in high school,
Yes.
and because of not knowing the people that you're presenting in front of, makes it worse.
Yeah.
And that those physical symptoms happen more, and when you get feedback, it's harder for you to take it in a positive way.
From the unknown audience. Yeah.
Okay, from the unknown audience. Okay. So, because of this performance anxiety that it sounds like you're having, you're feeling really anxious and worried about the presentations that you have still coming up in this semester.
And like I had like 1 or 2 presentations already. I have done them, and it has kind of like affected my grades as well.
Okay. So this is kind of your past presentations that you feel that you haven't done as well as you could have done on them has affected your grades.
And it makes me worry more. What if my grades go down?
So you're really worried about your grades as well.
Yeah.
So maybe, if we can together work on this performance anxiety and turn this around where your next few presentations that you have coming up can help your grades. Do you think that would make you feel better?
Yes, like
Okay.
my motive will be to work on like, my performance anxiety, and then I feel rest things can fall in place.
Okay, good. So handling this performance anxiety will overall help your anxiety in the semester as well.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I've had clients in the past who have faced these same issues with performance anxiety, and what I've done with them that they've told me is helpful is kind of work on some exposure and relaxation techniques. Do you think that would be helpful for you?
Like what kind of exposure technique?
Well, I was thinking, we could, in here, practice your presentation some. There's also a lot of practicing on your own part before you go in front of the class to present. So it's really just getting used to presenting.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, good. So that's something that we can do. What about some relaxation techniques? Do you think that those would be helpful?
I can try them.
It sounds like you're kind of reluctant about that.
Yeah, like I don't think like relaxing in such a situation can work for me.
Okay.
But I don't know. I can give it a try.
Have you tried relaxing when you're feeling...
Yeah, I tried relaxing before the presentation, like counting backwards and things like that.
Okay.
But it doesn't help.
Okay. So you've tried this before and it just hasn't really helped you very much. What else have you tried that's been helpful or not with this performance anxiety?
I have tried like recording my own sessions and like timing it and seeing where I need to improve. That has helped me a couple of times.
Okay. So that's still along the same lines of this practicing and just kind of exposing yourself to that. So.
But then when I have small presentations, I just like neglect it. Okay, I'll be able to do it.
Okay.
So like a part of me says like, okay, you can be confident, but when the actual time comes, it's like, no, I cannot do this, even if it's a small presentation.
So the smaller presentations sometimes make you more anxious.
Yes, it's like I had the confidence that I could do it, but it doesn't turn out to be good. So that makes me more anxious. Like, if I could not do the smaller ones, how will I be able to do the major ones?
So it sounds like kind of building yourself up with the anxiety. And you feel confident until it's time to give the